How's it going, you big beautiful bastards? Welcome back to another career resim. Before we get into this, I got a couple things I want to say. I can't even say a couple. It's like more like one thing. I've been really out of my groove of getting videos out, and I'm really trying to get back onto it. I was really struggling mentally the last week. It's the process of the move and everything, and it's really realizing that I don't have my parents here anymore, which is a lot for me because I'm very close with my family. I did go home over the weekend to visit my parents and just talk to them and everything, and getting to see them, it really kind of like got me back on track, and I really need to do that. I need to take more time to go home when I get the opportunity to. That's enough of me being sappy though. Welcome to the Johnny Manziel resim, the one I've been hyping up. We got Johnny Football, one of the most electrifying players to ever play college football, and a man that kind of emasculated the football world like no one ever has before. I can't say ever has before, but like Johnny Manziel at his peak of popularity was different. Like, this man was making money off of autographs, illegally of course, because NIL wasn't a thing at the time. I also still have not watched his documentary, which I need to, but I've been really sucked into Boruto recently, and I'm trying to catch up on that, so I really haven't been watching anything else. As you can see, he is the projected #1 overall pick, ahead of Caleb Williams and Drake May and Marvin Harrison Jr. He is 21 years of age. He's a 79 overall, and as of right now, we are on the Detroit Lions, who have the #1 overall pick. I don't know if they still have Goofball Goff at this point, but we're going to jump right into the draft, and we're going to see who takes our boy. And the back of the draft, oh nope, it fixed itself. Okay, I thought the draft screen glitched, but they take Jared Verse #1. So that brings us to the Chicago Bears. Are they ready to move on from Justin Fields? They take Caleb Williams. Okay, the Arizona Cardinals, the team that is projected to get Caleb Williams, they're gonna rock with Kyler. The Rams have Stafford, but maybe, oh my god, Johnny Manziel's a Ram. I'm here for it. He gets to team up with Cooper Kupp. At this point, this is a year after Puka Nacua was drafted. He probably doesn't progress very well in the game. Who else do they have on offense? They got Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, Henderson at running back. They might still have Cam Akers in this. I'm not entirely sure. So this team fired Sean McVay. We now have Ramiro Gallo as the head coach that we're taking over as. Okay, I do have coach firing on once again too, so there is the possibility we get fired at some point if this team struggles. As we go into Johnny's rookie season, he is the starting quarterback. Matthew Stafford is gone. Oh no, Matthew Stafford's the backup now. Oh my, okay. You get Ezekiel Elliott at running back, which that's, I don't know how I feel about that. Receivers, we're still rocking with Cooper Kupp. They got Donovan Peoples-Jones and Van Jefferson. Puka Nacua is down here at receiver 5. They still have Tutu Atwell. There's Tyler Higbee. And now we sim through his rookie season. Don't expect too much from him here. That offense isn't great, but if this defense can do something for him, then they have an opportunity to do something great. And there it is. In his rookie season, they go 10-7, and they do make the playoffs. So let's go take a look at his stats real quick. Actually, let's take a look at where the offense ranked. They had the #1 rated passing offense in Johnny's rookie season. Johnny Manziel is just that guy. He's a dog. He led the league in passing yards and was 4th in touchdowns and he was 15th in passer rating. Yeah, the Rams playbook is really helping him out here. He threw 4,700 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. He could potentially be a rookie MVP, and he's not. He's all the way down in 5th behind the usual suspects of Joe Burrow, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. But we go over here to the NFC. You get Jalen Hurts as the best QB, or that's offensive player of the year. Okay, and then we go to offensive rookie of the year, where Caleb Williams ends up beating out Johnny. How is Johnny above him on the MVP voting, but he wasn't above him for offensive rookie of the year? That's insane. You know what, we're in the playoffs, so I just want to take a look at these receivers. Cooper Kupp, 103 catches for almost 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. Higbee had 95 catches for 1,113 touchdowns. Now we go to the playoffs in his rookie year, where you can see Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and Justin Jefferson. His 3 offensive weapons are the Vikings' top 3, which is very realistic actually to how that team is. I think TJ Hawkinson might be the #1 tight end in fantasy football at this point too. I have him on my fantasy team. He's been helping me out a lot. My fantasy team's 3-1 in both of my leagues, by the way, my 8-man and my 12-man with my friends. I am the reigning champion too, so I got a lot on the line here. It's a 9-point game. They got to get downfield and score. Perk Thuggins throws an interception, and it is now 19-10, 22-10, and they are moving on to the divisional round in Johnny's rookie season. Johnny threw 231 and a touchdown, and it's actually not Perk Thuggins, it's Drake May, who threw 334 and no touchdowns. You got the battle of rookie quarterbacks. And now for the kryptonite, as we go into the divisional round, the overpowered Madden Dallas Cowboys. You can see there's Johnny with his X Factor, which is first one free. You got Cooper Kupp with Rack 'em Up, and there's Aaron Donald, obviously the 99 overall. It's always Dallas, man. They're the kryptonite every time one of these guys gets drafted to the NFC, because Dallas's team in Madden is overpowered, even though they have looked really good in real life. They're not looking good right now, though. We got the lead. It's tied. Now, with the score 14-17, Johnny has a chance with a minute and a half to go in the fourth with no timeouts left, though. So he's got to put together a hell of a drive here and get them down the field to at least kick a field goal. Johnny comes out in the shotgun. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time, and he throws the interception as he's getting pressured. That's to Malik Hooker, and that's going to do it. Rookie mistake. Our coach is a very ugly man. Johnny threw 249 and a touchdown along with the one interception that lost them the game, and now we move on to his sophomore season. That isn't how I wanted that to go. After they made the divisional round, I was kind of hopeful for this team. God, at this point when I'm recording this, we're now, 4 weeks into the NFL season? It's been a pretty interesting season so far, honestly. Christian McCaffrey, best running back in football, also on my fantasy team. The Vikings, as I was talking about TJ Hockenson, really shocked me that they're 1-3 right now. They should be doing a lot better with the team that they have, but that defense is nothing, and Perk gets blamed for a lot of it. Then my team, absolutely terrible. Besides the defense, Steelers are awful. Offensively, I still, I don't want to blame, I'm not going to blame Kenny Pickett. I also just don't want to put all the blame on Matt Canada. Majority of Steelers fans wanted to straight up blame Matt Canada, which I respect, but they need a change at offense, but Kenny Pickett has not looked good. Denver finally got a win with Sean Payton, even though they traded a first-round pick for a coach, and it hasn't paid off at all. And as we go into his sophomore season, Johnny is already up to an 86. They now have the rookie they drafted last year. Sanders is the starting running back, as Zeke is the left. Cooper Kupp is a 94 with his X Factor. Donovan Peoples-Jones is still here. And there it is. Puka Nacua has surpassed Van Jefferson to become receiver 3 on this team, as he should. In Johnny's second season, they end up being the #1 seed in the NFC, as he is slowly taking over and becoming one of those elite quarterbacks in the NFL. They had the #4 rated passing offense and #4 rated total offense, even though the rushing offense was 27th in the league, and #2 ranked total defense. Johnny threw for 4,600 yards, 36 touchdowns with a 114.9 passer rating. I don't think he's winning MVP this season. He is in 4th. Go to the NFC. Offensive player of the year ends up being CeeDee Lamb. We'll go look at best quarterback, where you get Jalen Hurts beating out Johnny Manziel, so he's still yet to win an award going into year 2. We're once again back in the divisional round. Lucky enough for us too, we don't play the Kryptonite. The Dallas Cowboys aren't here in the divisional round. They're playing the Seattle Seahawks with DK, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and K9. The Seahawks just managed to tie the game with just under 3 minutes to go, so now Johnny's got to come out and get his team the lead back. He comes out in the shotgun. You can see his X Factor underneath him. He takes the snap. He is dropping back to pass. He rolls out a little bit on the run, throws a dime while spinning and doing the tilt-a-whirl in the backfield. So now we randomly switched angles, but okay, he comes out under center this time, dropping back to throw once again towards the sidelines, hits the receiver and gets the first down. He's dropping back from the shotgun. He's got time. He finds... That's Puka Nacua. I don't know who 81 is. By the way, once again, it wouldn't let me change the tires, so we have the most basic looking quarterback of all time in the backfield right now. He's in the shotgun. There's a minute and a half left on the clock. He's just got to get him in field goal range. He hits Cooper Kupp, who gets slapped at bringing up 3rd and 3. They come out with trips out there to the left. You can see, I think that's Puka Nacua down here on the bottom of the screen. You got Cooper Kupp in the top of the trips. That's who he's going to hit, and he gets the first down. Kupp's got 8 catches for 83 yards right now. That was Devin Bush that made the tackle. He's in the shotgun this time. He takes a snap there. He's dropping back. He's got time. Is that Donovan Peoples-Jones that was lined up in the backfield with him? They took the timeout, stopped with 33 seconds left. He's dropping back to pass over the middle. He finds Cooper Kupp, and that's in a field goal range. That could ice the game right there. They take the timeout with 11 seconds left, and they're going to kick the field goal with 11 seconds left in the game. The kicker is out there. 11 seconds left for the lead. The kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle. They're now 8 seconds away from sending themselves on to the NFC Championship game. Here is the kickoff. It's not a touchback. They could have took the fair catch there, but they didn't. So now with 4-3, and we're going to back out of this and just not watch the last play just to avoid the glitch that comes with Madden. And there it is. They win. They're on to the NFC Championship game in Johnny Manziel's 2nd season. Johnny threw 291 and a touchdown, as Jordan Love is the Seahawks starting quarterback, and he threw 258 and a touchdown as well. Now, as I was talking shit about the Bears earlier, they're in the NFC Championship game, and that's who they're playing. I don't think they have Justin Fields anymore. Oh, that's right. They have Caleb Williams. Yeah, the battle of the 2023 draft prospects, or 2024 draft prospects, I should say. They have the ball inside the red zone now with 4.5 minutes to go. Johnny has an opportunity to take the lead here with the game tied 14-14. He comes out in the shotgun. He's got the running back next to him. He's going to drop back to throw. He's got time. He hits the running back for the check down. That gains 7. Or 81's a tight end, and we have 2 tight ends with superstar dev, but I really doubt that. He's going to hand it off this time. time, though, and there is a hole. Oh, he breaks a tackle. He almost breaks another one to get in. They're now down to the 1 yard line. They come out in I formation. I think this is an obvious running formation. Unless you're Matt Canada, then you're going to come out in the shotgun on a 1 yard play. He handed it off to Roman, who is another tight end within a superstar. They end up losing a yard. Now they're down at the 2. He comes out again in a heavy set. No fullback this time, though. Cooper Kupp is the lone receiver, split out wide. Johnny is going to take the snap, hand it off to Sanders, who has a hole, and he gets stuffed, and that's going to be an offensive holding offense. Yep. So now it is 2nd and goal from the 12. He comes out in the shotgun. He's going to throw it here. He's got time. Johnny's going to scramble. He's got space. He breaks Tremaine Edmonds' tackle down to the 2. Oh my God. Johnny Football has 6 rushes for 44 yards and a touchdown. 3rd and goal. He comes out in the shotgun. He ends up handing it off to Sanders, who's going to get in and get them the lead with an opportunity to the Super Bowl on the line with under 2 minutes to go even. So the defense needs to make one last big stop basically to decide this game. Caleb Williams gets them right down the field and into the end zone. So now Johnny has to come out and do it again and lead another drive. He comes out in an empty back set this time. Cooper Kupp on the bottom, Sanders next to him. Puka Nacua, I think, is up top. He's got time back there. He ends up finding Cooper Kupp for a good gain, getting them down to the 42. Andrew Mevis is the one that ended up kicking the game-winning field goal last game to send them here. Can he do it again to send them to a Super Bowl? Pretty sure Puka Nacua is on the bottom of your screen, and then you head, oh, that's towards Puka. There you go. That's a good gain to Puka Nacua for a gain of 7. Johnny comes out in the shotgun on a 3rd down with 48 seconds left. The clock is stopped, and he is going to find Sanders, the running back, down to the 40, into the 39, actually. They take a timeout with 38 seconds left. They could get some more yards just to make it easier on the kicker. I hope they don't go into run first here, and they do. There's the draw play. Sanders gets a gain of, okay, good gain though. It was only a gain of 2. That looked like a lot more than 2 to me, but that's okay. This time he comes out in the shotgun again, probably going to be another handoff, and it is, and he gains another 2. It's now 3rd and 5. They don't really need any big yards here. They don't need to risk anything. You could kick the field goal and win this game, and there's the handoff, and that's actually big yardage that's going to basically decide the game. So now with 5 seconds left, they're sending Mevis out to kick the field goal, and the Chicago Bears take the timeout. He should be iced, but this is a short field goal. The AI is kicking it, not me, and there is the snap, there is the kick, and the kick is good, and they are going to a Super Bowl in Johnny's 2nd season. And following the kickoff, the game is over, the clock strikes 0, and there's the glitch. If this game doesn't count, I'm gonna lose my mind. All right, and it did sim through the week. We'll take a look at how Johnny's stats looked from that. Johnny ended up throwing 251 and a touchdown, whereas Caleb Williams had 232 and 2 touchdowns. We go to rushing, where you did have Johnny with 6 rushes for 44 and a touchdown. And now here we go in the Super Bowl against Joe Burrow and the Bengals, a rematch of Super Bowl 53. I think it was 53. Maybe it was 52. I can't remember. But this time with a different quarterback leading the Rams. You still have the same old Bengals, who actually, speaking of teams that have surprised me this NFL season, I don't know what happened to Cincinnati. They're getting blown out early. They did just score. It's still an 18-point game. It's not looking good. Okay, 28-17, and they let them go right down the field. It's a 2-touchdown game, and it's over. They lose 31-24. The Bengals get their revenge. It was never close. They scored with 3 seconds left on the clock in the 4th. Joe Burrow gets his ring. They send Johnny Manziel packing. Johnny threw 403 and 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Receiving, you had Puka Nacua with 13 catches for 140. Just like that, Johnny doesn't get a ring. He ends up going home in year 2. And now as we go into year 3, you can see Johnny is still going strong with his X Factor. We have an X Factor tight end. We have 2 X Factor tight ends. Sanders is up to an 85. Cooper Kupp is a 90. Donovan Peoples-Jones is an 83. Puka Nacua is up to a 78. This team still looks promising, and they should still have a good opportunity of making the playoffs after making the Super Bowl the prior season. They are back in the playoffs this year. They did not even win the division, and they are not the number 1 seed, as they are going to be going to Philly in the wild card round. They have the number 6 rated passing offense, 4th rated total offense, but the defense fell off drastically as they're now the 24th ranked in the league. We go over to stats and awards, where you have Johnny Manziel, who had 4,500 yards, 38 touchdowns, and a 114 passer rating. That is potentially MVP, as MVP goes to Drake May. There's Patrick Mahomes, as Johnny Manziel has cracked the top 3. Go over here. I just want to take a look at how these receivers are doing. Tyler Higbee was actually the leading receiver on the team with 12 touchdowns. Puka Nacua had 81 catches for basically 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Currently down 4. They have the ball at their own 139. There's just over 5 minutes to go. We're going to jump in and watch Johnny try and lead another game-winning drive. He comes out in a heavy set this time with Cooper Kupp as the lone receiver. Sanders in the backfield flanking him, but he is going to drop back to throw, and he hits Tyler Higbee, who gets a gain of 4. Here we go once again. He comes out in the shotgun this time. Sanders to his left. He is going to hand it to him this time. Sanders gets stuffed for a gain of 2. Johnny comes out in the shotgun this time. He's looking like this is probably going to be a pass on 3rd and 4, and it is. He's dropping back to throw. He has time, and he finds the receiver, who's Donovan Peoples-Jones. He once again comes out in the shotgun. He's dropping back to throw. He's actually got no time this time, and he ends up smartly throwing it away as we get to 2nd and 10. Comes out in the shotgun once again. You can see there's Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Tyler Higbee in the trips on one side. He's got time back there. He finds Cooper Kupp for a gain of 7. Brings up a big 3rd down here. They really need this first. You don't want to kick it back to this team that can probably get an easy 1st down. Johnny's dropping back to throw. He's got time, and he throws it right to the middle linebacker, who's actually okay. Johnny made the tackle, though. This defense could make a stop here. Gives them a free 1st down. Another 1st down as a pass to Dallas Goedert gets it, and that should probably do it for the game. Oh, wait, that is a very big loss of 10 there. It's now 4th and 13. The field goal's good. It's a 7-point game. Johnny got them down to the 50 now with a minute 20 left. No timeouts. They need a touchdown. He comes out in the shotgun. You can see there's Cooper Kupp. There's Tyler Higbee on one side. He's dropping back to throw. He's got all day back there, and he's chucking it up deep to Cooper Kupp, and it's nowhere close. He comes out in the shotgun, takes a snap quick, and he has no time as Hassan Reddick screams off the edge for the sack. It is now 3rd and 17. He went quick. He's dropping back. He's rolling out. He's got time. He's rolling out even further, and he's going to throw it away to bring up 4th and 17. It is now 4th and 17. They need a big play here. Johnny is dropping back to throw. He's got time, and he's going deep, and it's almost intercepted again. And the Eagles are sending them home in the wild card round, as that is the earliest Johnny Manziel has been eliminated from the playoffs in his career. Johnny ended up throwing 316 and no touchdowns and a pick. Jalen threw 215 and 2 touchdowns as we go back to the drawing board and move into year 4. As we go into year 4, things are looking a little dreary. Johnny is still looking good as now Tyler Higbee is tight end 2 as Roman has taken over as tight end 1. But we lost Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua in the same offseason as Donovan Peoples-Jones now progresses to receiver 1. Sanders is up to an 87. We have DK Metcalf's younger brother now at receiver 2. That's rough to lose Puka and Cooper Kupp in the same offseason. In year 4, they are once again back in the playoffs as they had the number 3 ranked passing offense, 6th ranked total offense, but everything else was pretty bad. They played the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round, the obvious kryptonite to the NFC. Johnny ended up throwing for 4,600 yards, which was 3rd in the league, 44 touchdowns with a 117 passer rating, meaning it's not the year he won MVP. Joe Burrow did it. He was also beat out by Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes as he's in 4th. No offensive player of the year. We go to best quarterback, where he didn't get that either. He's 2nd behind Jalen Hurts. Let's see if he can take out the Cowboys in the wild card round. CD, Micah, Jake McKinney at tight end is now in the top 3. And, oh, wait. 32 seconds left. They have the ball at the 15. They're probably just going to run the ball and run the clock down. It was close. I thought Dallas was about to score, and then it went way too fast. So, I don't even think it's worth jumping in. Let's see. There's a run. We're in overtime. Oh my God, they didn't even score on that. We'll let Johnny get him downfield a little bit once he's past midfield. There we go. Now we jump in on a 3rd and 2. Johnny comes out in an empty backfield on 3rd and 2. Okay, this is a big deal. They are getting close to field goal range. They need like 10 more yards to get into that range, and then they can win the game off a field goal. Johnny throws the out, and he gets the 1st down. He comes out in the shotgun with a running back flanking him. There's a motion. It is a fake shovel pass. He hands it off and gets stuffed by Leighton Vander Esch. He comes out in the shotgun once again, a minute 50 on the clock. Another handoff for a big gain that gets them into field goal range and makes it a little easier on the kicker. It is now 3rd and 3. They could get a 1st down and keep it going. There's the handoff. There's actually a lane, and he cut back into another lane to get the 1st down. And there it is. They won off of a field goal. We didn't watch it because I didn't want to deal with the glitch where it just doesn't let me back in or it doesn't finish the super sim. Johnny ended up throwing 410 and 2 touchdowns. Dak threw 377 and 3 touchdowns, and they're going back to the divisional round despite losing Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. And now he is going to get to battle Drake May once again in the divisional round as the Minnesota Vikings. They are going going into Minnesota. Drake May has now cracked that team's top 3. Our Isaiah Simmons, Sal Roman, and Johnny Manziel are ours. They are currently up 4. They just had to run the clock down, and they don't. The game is tied. The Vikings have the ball here in field goal range to take a 3-point lead. Johnny gets to come out with 1 timeout and try and win this game. He's been pretty good at throwing interceptions in these situations. We'll see how it goes this time. Under a minute and a half. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time, and he finds... Who's that? That's Roman? 2nd and 10. Johnny's dropping back to throw again. He finds the receiver on the seam to get them into field goal range to at least tie the game. Comes out in the shotgun, dropping back to throw once again. He has time. He finds the receiver on a quick out. Coming out in the shotgun once again, dropping back to throw another quick out. Gets out of bounds. Once again, coming out in the shotgun. 17 seconds left. They do still have that 1 timeout. It's actually a wide receiver screen that was open to the outside if 85 could get his block there, and they take the timeout, and we're going to overtime. So in overtime, the Rams get the ball first. Once again, like last time, I'm going to wait for him to get past the 50. They end up having to punt, but they get an interception. They're coming out right for the field goal right away to try and decide the game. Once again, I'm not even going to watch it. We're going to hope it's made, and it is. And they're going on to the NFC Championship game for the 2nd time in his 4-year career. Johnny threw 387 and 4 touchdowns to Drake May's 208 and 3 touchdowns. Now in the NFC Championship game, they get a top team in the NFC currently in real life as they are playing the San Francisco 49ers. They are up 14. Okay, they're only up 7 now. They had to punt, and the defense comes up big. They're going back to the Super Bowl in year 4. Johnny has an opportunity to become a Super Bowl champion. Him and Brock Purdy were pretty evenly matched as Johnny threw 307 and 3 touchdowns to Purdy's 322 and 3 touchdowns. And now in the Super Bowl, they are going to be playing Patrick Mahomes and the 16-1 Chiefs. 3 people that I think are pretty obviously probably going to be 3 of the Chiefs' top players moving forward with Isaiah Pacheco, Chris Jones, and Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs are just doing what the Kansas City Chiefs do. It's 30-9. It's looking like he's going to fall in another Super Bowl. 37-9, 37-16, 44-16. It's over. The Kansas City Chiefs are your Super Bowl champions. Johnny couldn't get it done for the 2nd time in his career. He's blown out in the Super Bowl. He threw 243 and 2 touchdowns. Mahomes only threw 213, but 3 touchdowns. Johnny threw 3 picks. That's really where it fell apart. He was a choke artist. He partied too hard in the week leading up to the Super Bowl and didn't think about the celebration after. And now we move into year 5, where obviously they're going to pick up his 5th-year option, but then after that, we're going to see where he could end up signing or if he ends up being a career Ram. So he's actually already re-signed on a 6-year deal worth just about $45 million on average. In the 5th year of his contract, he's set to make $52.6 million. As the team has regressed a little bit, Tyler Higbee is gone. The receivers did get better. Metcalf's brother is an 80. Donovan Peoples-Jones is an 86. Sanders is up to a 91. And Roman is an 86. They do have a good chance again. They honestly surprised me last season by making it. We'll see what happens this season in year 5 for Johnny Manziel. And to my surprise, they're the number 1 seed. They're 14-3 with the number 1 rated passing offense, number 2 rated total offense, but everything else is bad. I think this is the year it finally happened. Johnny Manziel almost had 5,000 yards passing, 42 touchdowns, a 119 passer rating, and I'm waiting. Patrick Mahomes beat him. He's 2nd in MVP voting, but he may have finally won an award as he should be best quarterback in the NFC, but wrong. Dak Prescott beat him. I don't know what more he has to do. It's just a league of hating on Johnny Manziel. That's all it is. Drake May is back for a rematch in the divisional round as they are coming to LA this time instead of us going to Minnesota. They are currently down 3 here in the 4th with 2.5 minutes to go. We're going to see if Johnny can come out and lead them down the field. They're already down the field. I didn't even realize. Okay, so they're in field goal range already. He comes out in the shotgun. He's dropping back to throw. He's got all day back there, and he finds the open target, who happens to be Roman, and there is now a minute 56 to go in the game. He comes out once again in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's dropping back to throw. They're only blitzing 3, and they still are leaving people wide open. He comes out in an empty backfield this time. He's dropping back to pass, has all day back there, throws the risky throw, but gains a yard. Now coming out in the shotgun once again, trips to his right. He's dropping back to throw. He's got all day back there once again. Towards the end zone, he finds Roman, who's going to get tackled inside the 5. Comes out in the shotgun, dropping back to throw. 40 seconds left. He finds Roman in the end zone to take the lead. Johnny Manziel and Roman basically just put the team on their back to take the lead and try and get them out of the divisional round and onto the NFC Championship game. The defense needs to make a big stop here. Drake Drake May is going right down the field. It is 1st and goal, and they make the stop. They are going on to the NFC Championship game for the 3rd time in 5 years. Johnny threw 314 and 2 touchdowns to Drake May's 281 and 2 touchdowns. And Caleb Williams is back in the NFC Championship game. They are going to once again be playing his 2024 draft mate in Caleb Williams. They are currently down 7. I'm going to let them get downfield a little bit, and they are now down to the 34. There's a 1st down. They're in the red zone, down 7. From the 20 now, Johnny comes out in the shotgun. He's got to get his team in the end zone. He's dropping back to throw. He gets sacked for a loss of 12. His Turner has 3 sacks. Comes out in the shotgun following the sack, dropping back to throw. Quick pass to Roman, gets all of that yardage and then some back. Comes out in the shotgun in the hurry up once again. They're moving quick. He's dropping back to throw. He's got all day back there towards the end zone. He was actually just throwing it away. That brings up a 4th and 7 where they need a 1st down or a touchdown. There is no and ifs or buts about it. If they don't score here, the game's basically over. Or if they don't get the 1st down or score here, the game's over. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time towards the end zone. And oh my God, Roman just mossed him. And the flag's going to be offensive holding, isn't it? Oh my God. The touchdown counts. They did it. Roman is that guy. Roman, and this connection between Roman and Johnny Manziel is insane. They do give Caleb Williams the ball back with all 3 timeouts, but the defense is slowing them down, and we're going to overtime. Chicago gets the ball first. They have to punt, and now they're already past the 50. This is a very good opportunity to go back to another Super Bowl for Johnny. He comes out in the shotgun. This is probably a passing situation, and it is. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time. He hits the running back on the check down, who ends up running out of bounds after a gain of 2. Once again, coming out in the shotgun, Johnny has the running back to his right. He could hand this off, and he's not. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time. He hits the running back again down to the 41. If he can gain about 5 to 7 more yards, we could kick a field goal here and go back to a Super Bowl. Johnny's dropping back to throw. He's got time. He's throwing towards the sidelines, and it's incomplete. They're going to have to punt. They went for it. Oh my God, Johnny. Wow, I should have watched the play. They went for it, and Johnny ran it. I should have watched the 4th down. I didn't think they'd go for it. 4th and 5. Why in Madden would they ever go for it? Johnny quick throw to the tight end. That's not Roman, but it's a gain of 4. They come out in I formation this time, probably more focusing on the pass here, or on the run, I meant, and it's play action actually. He's got all day back there. He's rolling out. He ends up throwing it away, which is a smart play there, especially in the situation you're in. They come out in the shotgun, running back to his right. They just have to stay in field goal range. It's play action again, and he almost gets sacked. This is going to bring out the field goal unit to try and win the game, and the field goal is good. They're going back to a 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years. The LA Rams, Johnny Manziel is building a dynasty. All he needs is that Lombardi trophy to top it off. And they get an opportunity at their revenge game as they are going to be playing Patrick Mahomes once again in the Super Bowl. Johnny's keeping it closer this time. He actually has them ahead. The game is tied. They have a 7-point lead. They have the ball back. It's 2nd and goal. We're going to jump in just to see him throw a pass or 2. He comes out under center here with a chance to make it a 2-touchdown lead. This is probably going to be a handoff. I'd take a pass here, though, if Johnny feels like throwing it. He is dropping back to throw to the end zone. Johnny throws a touchdown to make it a 2-touchdown lead. They now have a 14-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go in the Super Bowl, but if anybody could win a game like this, it's Patrick Mahomes. Let's see if this defense can stop him. He's going right down the field. They make it a 7-point game. We have the ball. We need a 1st down to basically decide it. 3rd and 4 here. This 1st down would end the game. He comes out in a very heavy set. Johnny is the running back in the backfield. He's under center. He is going to hand it off. There's a hole, and that is it. Johnny Manziel and the LA Rams have won the Super Bowl. There they are. Run out onto the field and celebrate. Johnny Manziel is a Super Bowl champion. There he is. Can't believe it. He is now 1-2 in the Super Bowl. He's been to 3 in 5 seasons. There's Pacheco. There's Donovan Peoples-Jones getting a ring. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua couldn't be here for this as they have left. There's Mahomes hugging the guy that beat him in the Super Bowl. There's Johnny with his Lombardi trophy, celebrating it, taking it back to LA. Now he can party as hard as he wants to for the rest of his career. He threw 361 and 4 touchdowns, and Mahomes is 316 and 5 touchdowns. I think that is very obviously Johnny Manziel is your Super Bowl MVP. And there you have it. Johnny Manziel, Super Bowl MVP, beats the regular season MVP Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl to bring a Lombardi back to LA in his 5th season. As we go into year 6, the team is looking just about the same. Johnny's now a 99. Sanders regressed a little bit to a 90. So goated DPJ. Metcalf's younger brother is still around. Roman is all the way up to an 89. We now sim to the playoffs in year 6. This is one of those seasons they would randomly miss the playoffs after winning a Super Bowl. And they're once again the number 1 seed with the number 2 rated passing offense, number 1 rated total offense, number 2 rated total defense. So this team is still firing on all cylinders. Johnny threw 4,600 on the dot, 35 touchdowns, a 116 passer rating, and Lamar Jackson is your MVP as Johnny's in 3rd. One of these days, he's going to win it. I swear he's going to win one. We're to the point where we're 6 seasons in and they've made the playoffs every season. At some point here, we have to start skipping wild card and divisional games. We're not going to do it this season, but at least coming up sometime soon. In the divisional round, they're playing the Atlanta Falcons. This team is led by Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts, who maybe they're utilizing in the right way as they've probably moved on from Desmond Ridder. They're at home. They got to defend their home turf to defend their Super Bowl. Let's see if they can do it as we sim to the end of the game. As the playoffs do run through LA, they go down early though. In the 4th, they are up 10 and they are going back to the NFC Championship game, winning the game 34-31. This is the 4th NFC Championship game in 6 years for Manziel. He has thrown 307 and 3 touchdowns. Ridder is still the quarterback as he threw 322 and 3 touchdowns. He's kind of just dominated the NFC. In 6 seasons, he's gone to 4 NFC Championship games. He's basically the new Patrick Mahomes, but in the NFC. Oh, this is a new one. The Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game. Detroit is coming to town. There's Penei Sewell, Jared Verse, who was drafted number 1 the year Manziel went number 4. You also still have Amon-Ra St. Brown there. With an opportunity of being back-to-back Super Bowl champions, they blow out the Lions 28-14. It was just 28-7 until the final drive. Johnny threw 237 and a touchdown. CJ Stroud is now the starting quarterback of the Detroit Lions. He threw 217 and a touchdown. Johnny now has a chance to do what very few quarterbacks have done in the history of the NFL and become a back-to-back Super Bowl champion, potentially a back-to-back Super Bowl MVP. In the Super Bowl in year 6, they are going to be playing the Las Vegas Raiders, who still have Mad Max Crosby as their best player. They also still have Josh Jacobs, and AJ Cole, the punter, is in their top 3. The Raiders jump out to an early 18-point lead. They at least cut it down a little bit. They score a touchdown to make it an 8-point game, but they let them go down the field and make it 11, and now it's 14, and the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl and knock off Manziel as he is now 1-3 in the Super Bowl. That's Justin Fields. Justin Fields just won a Super Bowl with Vegas. That's 100% Justin Fields. Justin Fields threw 174 and a touchdown and won a Super Bowl. Manziel threw 282 and a touchdown. Let's see what was the main deciding factor in this. Josh Jacobs had 90 yards for a touchdown. And now we're going to move on to year 7, where Manziel has been to 4 Super Bowls in 6 seasons. As we go into year 7, Manziel is still a 99. Sanders is down to an 89. We lost Donovan Peoples-Jones as DK Metcalf's younger brother steps up to be receiver 1. We have Felix here, receiver 2. And Sal Roman has cemented himself as an elite tight end in the NFL and is a 94 overall. Once again, I expect a lot out of this team. They've been to 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. I don't expect that to stop happening now, as once again, they win the NFC West. They are 11-6. Philly is coming to town in the wild card round. The offense was number 1 in passing, number 2 overall, and everything else is in the yellow. We go look at stats. You had Manziel, who led the league in yards and touchdowns. If you don't give him MVP, oh my God, how is he not MVP? He led the league in yards and touchdowns, and he was 6th in passer rating. I don't know what more he has to do. He probably won best quarterback, but I don't care about that. He should have won MVP. As the Eagles are still rocking with Jalen Hurts, there's Devonta Smith. They now have a new tight end in Devin Hillman in their top 3. This will most likely be the last season that we are going to watch the wild card round. And just like that, they're going back to the divisional round, 38-27. It wasn't even close. Johnny Manziel is just, he's insane. He threw 305 and 4 touchdowns. So Hurts is 299 and a touchdown. Now in the divisional round, they're once again going to be playing the Detroit Lions, who I'm assuming still have CJ Stroud at quarterback. They have to go into Detroit this time, as Detroit was a higher seed than them. And they end up stopping the 2-point conversion by the Detroit Lions at the end of the game to move on to another NFC Championship game. 31-29 is the final score. Manziel threw 275 and 3 touchdowns. Stroud edged him out a little bit in yards with 287 and 3 touchdowns as well. In the conference championship, they're playing the Carolina Panthers, who's a new team to this playoff trend. As you can see, Bryce Young is still the starting quarterback of this team, with an opportunity to go to a 3rd straight Super Bowl for Johnny Manziel and a 5th one overall. Let's see if this team can do it. They win by 17 and win 34-17 in general. The LA Rams are on their way to another Super Bowl. Dan Campbell's actually the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Johnny threw 320 and 2 touchdowns as he's now looking to get a second Super Bowl and his 5th opportunity at a Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, they're going to be playing the Baltimore Ravens, and the quarterback that ended up beating Manziel out for MVP this season, they went 16-1. This is a big time game. And once again, if he loses this, he's 1-4 overall in the Super Bowl, which that's awful, but at least he got 1 and he's been to 5. And they're currently down 28-13 in the third. The offense gets it in the end zone. It's an 8-point game and the defense can't make the stop. That's probably going to do it. And they lose 35-27, and the Ravens are now your Super Bowl champions. Johnny Manziel is now 1-4 in the Super Bowl in his career. He threw 323 and 3 touchdowns to Lamar's 261 and 3 touchdowns. 1-4 in Super Bowls is absolutely insane. And now we go on to year 8, I guess. In 7 seasons, he's made 5 Super Bowls, but he's lost 4 of them. Those are some real Jim Kelly kind of numbers out here. Going into year 8, following his 4th Super Bowl loss, Manziel is still a 99. Sanders got the superstar dev. He's still an 89. Metcalf's younger brother is an 85. Felix is also up to an 85, as Sal Roman is a 96 overall. I don't know how we got lucky enough to get a tight end of that caliber, but it is working out. They're probably going to make the playoffs again in year 8, and this is where we're going to start simming wildcard games. Potentially divisional round games too, I will say. They are once again back in the playoffs. They go 10-7. They finished 2nd in the division this year, not 1st. They had the number 1 ranked passing offense again. Maybe this is the year Manziel finally wins it. He ended up throwing almost 5,000 yards, 41 touchdowns with a 118 passer rating. This has got to be it. Josh Allen. Oh my God, it just never happens. 2nd once again, by the way. Yeah, I don't know what more he has to do. The NFL is just against him. So like I said, though, we are going to sim the wild card round. We're going to see if they move past this. A lot of the times when we start simming them is when they start losing, and there it is. They lose in the wild card round, and now we move on to year 9. We'll see. I'm going to sim a couple seasons of wild card rounds. If they keep losing in the wild card round because of that, we're going to go back to super simming them. I don't know if maybe the Madden functions. I couldn't English there for a second, but I don't know if like the Madden coding has something against simming the week when you have control of a team, because that's what it seems like. It always seems like when we start simming through the weeks like that they end up losing. Now, as we go into year 9, he's still a 99. Sal is up to a 98, dude. I don't even understand this, but this dude's a dog. As we go into year 9 now, Johnny's still a 99. You have Sal Roman, who's a 98. Felix is up to an 86. Metcalf is an 87, and Sanders is all the way down to an 85, but still a superstar dev. As we go on to the playoffs here, I'm expecting them to obviously make it again. We're going to sim the wild card round. If they lose it in year 10, we'll watch the wild card round. If they make it, there were 9 seasons in, and he's still yet to miss the playoffs, by the way. In year 9, it finally happened. I had to say something. They missed the playoffs. They had the number 3 rated passing offense, the number 27 ranked overall defense. Obviously wasn't Johnny who threw the season, as he had 4,600 yards once again with 35 touchdowns and a 109 passer rating. The defense threw it for him, as he is 4th in the MVP race. He was behind Caleb Williams. As we go into year 10, I'm so focused on Sal Roman. He's at 99 now. Johnny's also still a 99. Sanders has regressed all the way down to an 80. Metcalf is an 88, and Felix is an 86. This is technically his last year under contract here as we sim through year 10. He's a 99 overall, though, so the chances of him leaving are slim to none. They missed the playoffs again. The defense is actually selling now in year 10. In the number 2 rated passing offense, number 10 rated total offense, but 30th ranked total defense, as they let up 24 points a game. We go over here and we look at the stats, where you had Johnny in 2nd place in yards and 1st in touchdowns with 4,500 yards and 34 touchdowns. Could this be the year? And it's not the year, as Lamar wins it, and Johnny's all the way down in 5th. He's not meant to win MVP. It's just not meant to happen. So now we sim forward to year 11, where, like I said, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent this season, but the chances of him leaving are basically slim to none. Have often a X Factor quarterback leaves a team, it never happens. I'm going to say that now. Watch, he's going to end up signing with like the Browns or something. So as we go into year 11, he does decide to stay with the team at a 99 overall. Let's go take a look at what this new contract is looking like. He's 31 years old now, so he's getting up there a little bit in age, but he's like that grizzled vet kind of age. He re-signed on a 4-year deal worth almost $55 million on his last year. That is pricey. We now have Bullard at receiver 2, though. He surpassed Felix. Yeah, because Felix is down here at receiver 3 now. DK Metcalf's younger brother is an 87 now, still at receiver 1. We lost the running back. Sanders is gone. We now have Godfrey at running back. For a running game that was already struggling, they lose their number one rusher. Dude, I don't know if any of you guys watch anime, by the way, but I'm almost to the Jigen fight in Boruto, and I cannot wait. I've watched this all in Japanese. I've watched it subbed, but it's a lot of it's come out dubbed now, so I've been rewatching the whole show, and I'm on episode 210 right now. And they're back to the number one seed with the number one rated offense, number one passing offense, but 15th rated defense, which isn't very good for this team, but that means Johnny popped off. Johnny had 4,900 yards, 45 touchdowns, a 130 passer rating. This has to be the season. This has to be the one, and there you have it. Johnny Manziel is finally a league MVP. It took him 11 seasons. It's about time. They've robbed him of it for how long, and he finally gets it. So now we get to sim past the wildcard round because they don't even have a game, and we get to go right to the divisional round where they're playing the Minnesota Vikings, where Drake May is still the starting quarterback and is a 99. Currently, they're down 3 with just under 4 minutes to go. Johnny has a chance to go down the field, score a game-winning touchdown, or tie it with a field goal, and continue to own Drake May. He comes out lined up in the shotgun here on 2nd and 4. He ends up handing it off to Godfrey, who breaks a tackle in the backfield, but he gains about 2. He couldn't get to the first down, so that brings up a big 3rd down here. Once again out in the shotgun, we're down all the way to 3 minutes to go. He's dropping back to throw quickly out to the inside guy on an out route for a 1st down. He's got 223 and a touchdown. Takes the snap from the shotgun. He's got time back there, hits the receiver over the middle, who's got space to work with, breaks a tackle and goes around another guy all the way down to the 25. So now coming out of the 2-minute warning, he's in the shotgun again. He's got Godfrey next to him. You can see the receivers. There's 2 split out down low and a tight end on the left. He's got time back there. This offensive line is elite, and he runs right up into the sack doing his best Kenny Pickett impression. Every play's been from the shotgun, but I keep saying comes down the shotgun. It's play action. He finds Raymond. Raymond down to the 2. I almost said Ramon. He's down to the 1. Now from the 1 with under a minute to go. He's got time. He drops the throw. Oh, he got in. Okay, I thought he fell down at like the 1-inch line. It was just short, but he did get in. That was DK Metcalf's younger brother getting them the lead. As long as the defense can make a stand, he is back onto the NFC Championship game, but they're letting Drake May go right down the field, and Drake throws a pick. It's over. They're going back to the NFC Championship game. Drake May threw 293 and 2 touchdowns to Johnny's 271 and 2 touchdowns. This is real money Manziel now, man. We're getting the Johnny Manziel that I wanted to see coming out of college. So an unfamiliar face here in the NFC Championship game as they're playing the Green Bay Packers, who went 11-6 this season. They have Alex Palmer at quarterback. They actually have 2 quarterbacks in their top 3. Once again here in the 4th, they are down by 4. Gonna let them get down the field a little bit. They're on a 3rd and inches. They get the 1st down. They end up losing yards on the 1st. He ends up handing it off on 3rd and 8 to bring up 4th and 10, and they are obviously going to kick the field goal here. The field goal was good. They now give Green Bay an opportunity to just run out the clock. They do get him to a 2nd and 13, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 2 after a penalty, 1st and 10. They are out of timeouts, 3rd and 6, 4th and 1. They go for it and get the 1st. And in the NFC Championship game, Johnny Manziel and the Rams are going home, and we move into year 12. Steven Pearman is actually the starting quarterback of the Packers. He threw 173 and no touchdowns. So Johnny's 315 and a touchdown. They fall just short. They lose the game by 1. On to year 12, where we still have 3 more years left in LA at this point. Anybody that's made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. As I always say, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. That choice is always yours, but I'm trying to get back on my grind, and I want to put a lot of time into these videos moving forward. And I'm still like dead set on I want to do MUT content. Now that I'm back in my mindset, I'm trying to get back into it. I want to start rolling on MUT content. I have an idea with MUT Champions where, you know, where you get the 25 games. Like, I want to just kind of record all the highlights from when I play my 25 games of MUT Champions and add a compilation of like the best moments where I do good or the moments where I get mad, because I can get pretty mad when I'm playing those online games. So I was wrong about the regression. He is still a 99. Godfrey progressed pretty nicely as he's up to an 84. Bullard is now receiver 1 at an 88. DK's younger brother is an 83. And Roman is also starting to lose overalls and regress as he's down to a 96. They are once again the number 1 seed, going 15-2. Johnny is he's the guy. He has become one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He just can't win Super Bowls, so that's what's stopping him from being the GOAT. He's got 1, but he's lost 4. As you can see, once again, the number 1 passing offense, number 1 total offense, number 2 total defense too. Johnny, 4,500, almost 4,600 yards, 39 touchdowns, a 123 passer rating. That may be back-to-back MVP seasons for Manziel, and that is exactly what it is. He beats out Drake May, Mahomes, Mahomes is still around at 4th. Caleb Williams is down here in 5th. Trevor Lawrence is now the starting quarterback of the Patriots. We are actually going to sim pass the divisional round. The first playoff game they get every year, we're going to sim pass. So when they're the number 1, we're going to sim past it. And they're back in the NFC Championship game, once again playing Drake May. They're currently up 7, just under 2 minutes to go, and the defense couldn't hold as we're now in overtime. The Vikings got the ball first. They are on. Oh, they threw an interception. Okay, they could end the game here. Johnny is already on the Viking side of the field. He's got the ball in the shotgun and an empty back set. He's got time back there as they only blitz 3. He finds his receiver to the outside for a gain of 7. This time he comes out under center. He is probably going to hand this one off. It's actually play action as he rolls out and he finds who, I think it's not Roman. Okay, I don't know who that is. Is that Bullard? That was his name. I almost said Godfrey, but that was the running back. Bullard was the receiver with Superstar Dev. Comes out in the shotgun once again. They're past the 30. He's got time back there. Johnny's actually going to scramble here. He has open field in front of him. He gets a gain of 4. He's got 8 rushes for 40 yards and a touchdown. Out in the shotgun again, still throwing the ball towards the end zone. He finds the receiver wide open down to the 4. They can win this game off of a field goal, I think. Once again, comes out under center. Godfrey in the backfield. No fullback this time as he is going to hand it off. Godfrey hits the hole hard and gets a gain of about 7. Now 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. He comes out in the shotgun. I think they're going to throw it here. He is dropping back to pass. He's got time towards... Oh, he missed him. That was Roman in the end zone. And the field goal is good, though. I ended up simming it just so we didn't have to deal with that glitch again. And they are going on to a Super Bowl for the 6th time in Johnny Manziel's career. Johnny threw 334 and 4 touchdowns. He still owns Drake May, who threw 296 and 3 touchdowns. I saw who they're playing in the Super Bowl, and this is interesting, as they are going to be playing Shedeur Sanders and the Tennessee Titans. So once again, you get this 2024 rookie class of quarterbacks has just been dominating the league. Johnny, of course, is the added one. In the 3rd, it's currently 24-10. It's looking good. 24-17. The defense makes a stop and they get down the field to ice the game. It's 31-17. 31-24 is the final score, and Johnny Manziel is now a 2-time Super Bowl champion. You can see the Rams out there celebrating. The Lombardi confetti is falling. There is Shedeur Sanders and Johnny Manziel, fellow draft mates, celebrating together. I guess Shedeur's probably not really celebrating, but Johnny is. There he is, getting his Lombardi trophy for the 2nd time in his career. We'll see if he won a 2nd Super Bowl MVP. He ended up throwing 285 and a touchdown. Shedeur Sanders threw 284 and 3 touchdowns, so he did kind of get outplayed by Shedeur, but he ended up getting the win in the end. In the season recap here, you can see Johnny Manziel won league MVP, won the Super Bowl, and he won Super Bowl MVP. Award shelf is just filling up. His display case back home is probably full of things. Now we're moving into year 13, and like I said, going into last season, this is around the time I could start to see some regression from him, because that 99 doesn't really stick for that long usually, but he's had it for like 4 or 5 more years at this point, and he still does manage to maintain that 99 overall. Okay, and Bullard is activated an X Factor. Godfrey is now Superstar Dev. Metcalf's younger brother is down to a 79. Sal Roman has regressed down to a 92. He no longer has any kind of morale boost as he is starting to get up there in age. No number 1 seed this season, as they did fall off a little bit. They went 11-6, still won the division, still the number 1 passing offense and number 1 total offense, so we could have 3 years straight of Johnny Manziel MVPs. He was 51 yards short of 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, and a 120 passer rating. As for the 3rd year in a row, Johnny Manziel is your league MVP. He's finally at that peak. Like I said last season, though, we are going to sim past the wild card round. We are going to sim past the divisional round. We are going to get to the championship game, and we're going to see how he's rocking, if they can make it through those 2 games. They do end up beating the Niners. They now play the Commanders in the divisional round. As we move on to next week, we're going to see it, and they beat the Commanders as well, as now they're going to play Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game, with now an opportunity to go to his 7th Super Bowl, which is insane. He'd be not tying Brady. Brady has 7 wins. Brady went to 9. Yeah, Brady went to 10 because he lost 2 to Manning, 1 to Foles, and then he won 7. So he is getting close to that Brady mark in Super Bowls, as he's been to, if he wins this, he'll go to his 9th Super Bowl. Wow, wait, I just really inflated his numbers. No, he won't. This will be his 7th Super Bowl. And they're going back to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I just barely missed that. I tried to jump in once they started getting downfield there on that last drive that they scored on, and I missed it. So they're going to Johnny's 7th Super Bowl. Johnny has really owned this entire 2024 draft class of quarterbacks. He's beat Caleb. He's beat Drake May. He's beat Shedeur Sanders. Johnny threw 381 and 3 touchdowns. Caleb threw 255 and 2 touchdowns. touchdowns. Once again, Johnny proving that he is the guy. He was the guy out of that draft class, and he's making the Bears regret not taking him. So for the second season in a row, Johnny is going to play Shedeur Sanders in the Super Bowl. Shedeur has dropped out of the Titans' top 3, though, so he might not be there, and the Titans just made it back without him, but I highly doubt it. I'd imagine he's still there. As we enter the fourth, they are down 7. Johnny has the ball just past the 50. He's got to get his team in the end zone just to tie the game. He comes out in the shotgun here, takes the snap. He's got time back there. Nobody's getting around the edge. He finds Godfrey out of the backfield, who ends up getting a first down on 2nd and 8. Johnny's thrown 204 and a touchdown this game. The offense only has 266 total yards. Once again, out in the shotgun, he's calling some audibles, and once again, a 4-man rush. He's got time, and that should have been intercepted as he tried to force one to Roman. Once again, out in the shotgun, he's got Godfrey to his left. He is dropping back to throw once again. With time, he finds the receiver. He fumbled. I think he was down. He was 100% down. They called him not down. So now Shedeur Sanders has a chance to ice the game out, and they were unable to score. And just like that, the game is over. Johnny Manziel is now 2-5 in 7 Super Bowls, which is not impressive at all. Johnny threw 281 and a touchdown. Shedeur threw 236 and 3 touchdowns. As we go into year 14, Johnny is now 34 years old. He is still a 99 overall, and Roman is gone. Man, that hurts. Godfrey is up to an 88, still has superstar dev, and then you have Bullard here, who is still has his X Factor at an 88. We lost Metcalf's younger brother, as we now have Myrick here at receiver 2. See if this team can keep that magic going in year 15 or 14. They're once again back as the number 1 seed at 14-3 with the number 1 rated passing offense and number 1 rated scoring offense. But the number 11 rated defense. So the defense is declining a little. Johnny led the league in yards and touchdowns again with 44 touchdowns and 4,800 yards, and that is very well. Yep, there's his 4th MVP in a row, beating out Caleb Williams and Lamar Jackson, who's now a Saint. Johnny might just play 22 years in the NFL at this point. We're in year 14 and he's still a 99. He's once again playing Drake May in the divisional round. We are going to sim on to the championship game, as I've been saying. Please don't lose to Drake May. And once again, it's Caleb Williams in the NFC Championship. This Rams playbook, man, this is just Madden sim at its finest. It's all about the playbooks. This Rams offensive playbook is just overpowered. Johnny's got him up 14-0, 21-0 in the first. They are currently up 28 at the start of the fourth. Now it's 21, back to 28, and they're going back to the Super Bowl. This is Johnny's 8th or 9th Super Bowl. I'll have to double check that. Johnny threw 457 and 4 touchdowns. This man is unstoppable. 8. This will be his 8th Super Bowl of his career. He is 2-5 in them. This season, they are playing the Denver Broncos as Shedeur Sanders couldn't reach his 3rd straight Super Bowl. I don't see who they have at quarterback, so I'm honestly not certain. Maybe this is a real-life quarterback, or it's an auto-generated guy. There's really no other option because Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Shedeur Sanders are all accounted for on teams. They are currently up by 3. They are now up by 10 here in the fourth. Up by 3. They give the Broncos the ball back, but they have them on a 3rd and 19, a 4th and 6. We're going to watch this play. Oh, they're trying to kick the field goal to tie it from here. This is a long field goal, and it's going to give Johnny an opportunity with 2 timeouts. Now they should have taken that timeout a lot sooner. Russell Wilson's out here about to try and kick it. As you can see, number 3 on the Broncos. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Oh, man, we might be going to overtime in the Super Bowl. And here we go into overtime. They get the ball first. I'm going to let Johnny get him past midfield, and there we go. We're down to the 34. Johnny has the ball. Johnny comes out in the shotgun. He's got trips out to his left. The running back also to his left. He's going to drop back to throw, and this offensive line, per usual, gave him all day back there to throw. He's got 327 and no touchdowns. He comes out once again in the shotgun. They did get ball first too, so a touchdown here does not end the game. They blitz 5, and he still had all day back there to hit his tight end for a gain of 3. Comes out here on 3rd and 7, trips down to his right, a lone receiver to the left, the running back in the backfield. He's got time back there. Oh, he doesn't have time. Okay, he gets sacked, and that's going to bring up 4th and 15 and lead to a field goal. They missed the field goal, by the way, and it's looking like it might be over. The Denver Broncos might make him 2-6 all time in Super Bowls, and there you have it. He is now 2-6 in Super Bowls. Johnny threw 330 and no touchdowns. Thomas Messina threw 345 and 4 touchdowns, and that's your Super Bowl MVP right there. Johnny couldn't get it done. Where's Johnny? Why is this guy here? Don't tell me Johnny just retired like that. He had to have left. He still had a year left on his contract, though. So Johnny left in year 15. He's no longer with the Rams. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how we got here, but he's gone. Johnny Manziel is now the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. He is a 96 overall, and now we get to jump ship to the AFC. He pulled a real Brady. He went to 8 Super Bowls on one side, and now he's open to turn that all around and go to the other conference. So we now take over as Sean Easton, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, as we get to go follow Johnny Manziel in year 15 on a different team, as he is finally regressing from a 99. He's here on a 1-year deal worth $47.4 million. So we've got 1 year in Indy at least. He's a 96 overall. I didn't look at the rest of the offense. I got to go back. So we have Adams here, who's got superstar dev as the starting running back. Fox here, who's got just normal dev at a 90 overall, though. Aldridge an 81, and a 79 overall tight end in Werner. Now, as a 4-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and 2-time Super Bowl MVP, we're going to see if he can lead this Colts team to the playoffs. This offensive playbook isn't as favorable towards quarterbacks. Johnny continues to be that guy, as they are the number 1 seed in the AFC, the number 2 rated offense, number 1 rushing, 11th in passing, though, as Johnny probably regressed a little bit. Yeah, he had under 4,000 yards for the first time in his career, but still 34 touchdowns and a 117 passer rating, so that's not going to be MVP, as Drake May finally gets his. They play the Bills in the divisional round, having that first round bye, and now they play the Pittsburgh Steelers here in the AFC Championship game. Let's see what happens here. That's actually such a Pittsburgh thing to do, as they were 8-9 and made the championship game. They are currently up 2 and they are now up 9, and he might be on the way to the Super Bowl in his first year in the AFC. They are up 9 still, and the Steelers turn the ball over on downs, and now it's a 12-point game. He's going to the Super Bowl. This is going to be his 9th Super Bowl in his career. He's currently 2-6 in them. This is his first year in the AFC, and I'm highly expecting Drake May or Caleb Williams to be here. And so they are playing the Washington Commanders, who now have Nick Werner. Wasn't he that we have a Werner at tight end? It is now 21-3, 24-3. It's not looking good for Johnny here. 27-3. I think it's over. 34-3. Johnny gets blown out and is now 2-7 in Super Bowls all time. To go to 9 Super Bowls and lose 7 of them is insane, as he loses 34-10. He threw 199 and no touchdowns, as he got destroyed this game. Conrad Ebert threw 308 and 2 touchdowns, and he's sending Johnny packing. I couldn't imagine the feeling of going to 9 Super Bowls and losing 7 of them. Once again, though, following year 15, he is going to be a free agent once again. We'll see if he decides to jump teams once more. Johnny is back in Indy for year 16. As you can see, he's now 36 years old. We'll take a look if he signed another 1-year deal or what the contract's looking like. It is another 1-year deal worth $49.1 million. Adams, the running back, has now unlocked an X Factor. Fox regressed 5 overall in one offseason. We now have Virgil at receiver 2. Our boy Werner here went up to an 81. So after being the number 1 seed and going to a Super Bowl last year, I'd imagine this team makes playoffs once again, especially with a 96 overall Johnny Manziel at quarterback, who's been to 9 Super Bowls. They won the division by a lot, as they were once again back in the playoffs, going 12-5. They had the number 12 rated passing offense, number 3 overall. So the running game is kind of a big deal for this team, as Johnny had 3,800 yards and 27 touchdowns. He doesn't have to do much. They are back in the divisional round here. We'll sim past this too and go to the AFC Championship game and see what happens. And they are back in the AFC Championship game. Johnny is here looking for his 10th Super Bowl appearance, being 2-7 in the Super Bowl to this point. It is now 4th and 6 with 18 seconds left. They are down 7, no timeouts left. This is the play, basically. It has to be on this play. Johnny is in the shotgun. He's dropping back to throw. He's got all day back there, and he throws it over the middle, and that is going to do it. They are going home in the AFC Championship game, and the game glitches here. As now we move forward to year 17, where he's probably going to regress a little bit more. He is once again a free agent, but I'd imagine he re-signs in Indy, the way he's gotten them to just a Super Bowl. That was the AFC Championship game. Johnny's once again back on a 1-year contract, down to a 94. Werner's an 83. You now have Crawford at receiver 2. Fox is down to an 84, as he now has star dev. And Adams, the running back, still has his X Factor, and along with Johnny still having his. Let's see if once again they can make it. He's 2 for 2 with AFC Championship games, not Super Bowls though. Once again, they're back in the playoffs, this time not winning the division, as the Jags went 15-2. The number 4 rated passing offense, number 4 rated overall offense, number 3 rated rushing offense, as the defense was terrible though. Manziel threw 4,350 yards, that's 4th in the league. 29 touchdowns, was 5th in the league. Not MVP, but he'll probably be on this list, as he is in 3rd. As now we simulate towards the divisional round, and they ended up falling short in the wild card round in his 17th season. So there is no Johnny Manziel here, as they now have Polk at starting quarterback. We're going to take a look at the retirements and see if he's there. And there you have it. After 17 seasons in the NFL, Johnny Manziel has called it a career. I forgot to look at his career stats, but I'm willing to bet he's on the all-time numbers. As we go over here to NFL records, you can see in the all-time passing yards list, he is 4th with 78,000 yards in his career. And we go down to touchdowns. touchdowns. In touchdowns, he is third, falling behind real-life Tom Brady and our Patrick Mahomes, as he had 640 passing touchdowns. We'll go over here per usual. We'll take a look at the quarterback legacy score, where all-time he still falls behind Patrick Mahomes. In his career, you can see Johnny ended up going to 9 Super Bowls. He won 2 of them and lost 7. He was a 4-time MVP. He was also a 1-time Offensive Player of the Year. He lost out Rookie of the Year to Caleb Williams. But that has been it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you that did. If you made it to this point, feel free to like and subscribe. Like I said a little bit earlier in the video, I liked this one. Johnny was a lot of fun. I've been really excited to do this one, but on to the next one. Next in mind, I'm doing Terrell Davis or Warren Sapp. I haven't entirely decided. I also got to get a video done that I'm calling Quarterback Roulette, which I'm going to explain more when I get into that video. It is still a simulation style video, but as I just said, thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you all in the next one. It has been fun. Peace out.